I was over 100. I think my boobs were 30.
Tell us about the journey and the decision that you take to sort of lonely, peel off all this,
Yeah.
and move myself into someone new. Okay, and then how much did it cost for you? So what's the last thing that made you smile?
The last thing that made me smile was my husband finishing the farm. When I went to the farm at Sage Farm and everything was completely done. You know, I was a farmer myself. I've been a farmer since 2016. I used to have 5,000 birds and I sell eggs wholesale. And my husband saw that that was my dream and he invested in my farm. And now we have Sage Farm together and the goal is to now have 100,000 birds. So he made a promise and he fulfilled it, and we're opening this month actually.
How has he changed your definition of love?
Actually, my husband teaches me how to be married. He teaches me that you don't give up on people every day. Like he's someone you can disagree like today, and in the morning it's a brand new day. So he's taught me to be consistent in love and never give up on people. On him, on people you can.
Okay, and how much do you think your friendship has played into your love?
Like us being friends, I think it's one of the most important things. Like my husband is my best friend, and I feel like because we're friends, it's easy to talk to him about a lot of things. So things that in, let's say, other relationships you would hide, with him you don't. Yeah, very transparent with him.
What is the most vulnerable you've been with him?
Oh, about when he met me and like with my past. Let's say when I say my past, I mean like the fact that my businesses struggled with COVID, the fact that, you know, I was divorced and the fact that I was a single mom, like to expose myself so much and for him to see how he can make my life better and to make me forget my past. Yeah.
Did you forget it
I've healed.
or live with it?
Yeah, I think I've healed and I've forgotten most of it. Yeah.
What is the biggest regret for you?
I don't think I wouldn't say I have regrets because everything that's happened to me has led me to where I am. I wouldn't say my first marriage because it taught me so many lessons. It taught me self-love. After I went through that, it taught me self-love. So I don't say I have regrets. My regret is to, let's say, I don't have regrets. Yeah, I don't have regrets. Everything led me to where I am, and I'm grateful to God. Like, I thank God for where I am right now.
Where are you right now?
I am married to the love of my life. My children are under my roof. That's a blessing. And I'm sure women out there can relate to that. To have children under your roof is a blessing. Your children, go better Navo. My business, my business is a blessing. I am doing things I love. Yeah, I'm doing what I love for a living. Yeah, and those around me that I'm responsible for, I looked after. So yeah, I'm grateful to God.
And you of late you've come to the limelight because of the surgery you went underwent. Tell us about the journey and the decision that you take to sort of lonely, peel off all this, and move myself into someone new.
So I had gained a lot of weight because of IVF, because of I had stopped certain drugs, that I had stopped weight loss drugs. So when you stop Ozempic, it brings the weight back even more if you don't maintain like a certain lifestyle, like gymming and eating very little. So I ended up finding myself putting on so much weight, and the weight, you end up on the red carpet, people are making fun of you. So I wanted to make a difference for myself. I wanted to change. I wanted to be proud of, I wanted to be confident again. Even though I used to be confident, the weight gain took my confidence to a certain extent. Yeah. And then I decided to have, I was desperate because I wanted it to be done there and then. So I looked around in Uganda. I found Dr. Duffin in Buziga, and I went for the first consultation, and I didn't want to wait. I told her, I think I met her Friday. By Monday, I was having surgery, and she's a good friend of mine. I just know she's called Dr. Duffin. She's so nice. Yeah.
What is the most that you've weighed?
100 plus kilos, kg. Yeah. I was over 100. I think my boobs were 30. I think just my boobs were 30 kg. Must have been, yeah. Yeah. I was heavy. Can you imagine? I weighed recently, before my surgery, I weighed more. That's the heaviest I've been. Even when I was pregnant with my son, because I have a son. I was like 102. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many kgs do you weigh now?
Now, I don't weigh myself. Now I know I like what I see. That's what matters. You don't bring such stress to your head. I don't know. I don't know how much I weigh. I hope, I just want to get to a size that I'm comfortable, and then I can start weighing myself. I don't like looking at the scale and then I get depressed, But I know I've lost like 20 kgs. I've definitely lost like 20 kgs. Yeah, because straight after the surgery, you feel the weight loss. And then because they put you in such a compression garment, like it's like a tight corset, and every 2 days they make it tighter and tighter. Because of that corset, it kills your appetite. Like it's so hard to be full. So you find that there's recovery, like all those months of recovery, you find yourself losing more and more and more and more and more weight. Hence why even just this outfit, my designer took measurements for my size, but now it's just a month later and it was too big. So every time you're losing more and more weight.
Take us to your mind and state. You're on the hospital bed.
Yeah.
And you're going to be worked on.
Oh. Yeah. All I kept on repeating. I was praying because I was like, people go to sleep. People have these surgeries and not wake up. So I just had my son. I mean, my children. Because I have an adopted daughter, and I gave birth to a son. But it's like they're all my children. So all I could think about was my children. I was just like, God protect my children. God protect my children. Yeah. That's the only thing I had. And then I was like, what if I don't wake up? Will my husband be able to keep them? Will he remarry? And then the woman doesn't want my children around. Like all these things. I was like, my poor children. Oh, now I'm embarrassing. So I was thinking about the kids. It's so weird. I didn't think, because I was like, my husband will be fine. It's the kids I was thinking about. Yeah.
How did you reconcile that? Because he had initially told you you don't have to lose weight.
Yeah. When I got to a point and I realized that whether he likes it or not, I'm not happy with how I look, number one. The comments are so harsh and they play with my mental health. Like you find that you're so unhappy because every time you get dressed now, you don't even feel good anymore. You just feel like, you're just covered in clothes, but you don't feel smart anymore. So, yeah. It was time. Mm.
Okay, and then how much did it cost for you?
Like if I'm to be okay, I think between 30 to 37 million. Because the reason the recovery cost me a bit is because I had a live-in nurse, and then I had daily doctor visits. So a doctor visit is expensive, and then to have the live-in nurse is also expensive. And then the surgery itself, I think my boobs were 15 million. My tummy tuck was another lipo and the tummy, it's 360 because it's a 360 lipo. So they take fat from the front, fat from the back, and all the extra skin, they tuck it. So that I think was also 15, if I'm to be, yeah. And then you spend like another 7 in recovery. Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm hungry, but great. I'm starving.
You sit at a point from the interaction observing you as you waited there. You seem to go through quite a lot.
Like during my day.
Yeah, during your day, your interview is taking place, you're dressing for another interview, you're making sure you have the next video for your Snapchat.
Yeah, because this is my latest collection for Bougie. So every time I'm doing interviews, and if because the thing is I don't wear hair or makeup every day, so the day I've paid for glam, the day because glam is not cheap in Uganda. Someone coming to your home to do your makeup from home for hair, that's 250. For makeup, that's 250, and then to have a custom made. So when I invest in, let's say, glam, I make sure that day I do as much content as I can because I'm paid to do content. Like I'm paid for, let's say, if I'm working for like a certain brand, I make sure at least I can do a picture for a brand that day or a video or something. So I make it value for money. Yeah. My business mind doesn't stop. I'm always calculating because the thing is, my husband has taught me that my businesses should be able to fund themselves. He did at the beginning. He assisted me with capital. Okay, actually, all the businesses I had when I met him. He just elevated them. Like with Bougie, he took me to Paris, which I was already going to. Like I've been going to Paris for the last 9 years because Bougie is Paris, Paris and London. But with him, he added more stock from Paris. So, yeah.
How do you keep together all this seems too fast?
I have a team. I have a great team. I have 2 assistants, Audrey and Amos. I have managers managing everything. So it's like with Bougie, they have a great team. With the farm, my husband and I have people we trust that are going to be managing that. With my brand, I make sure like we have a content calendar. So every brand knows that, let's say, if we're starting a new month, they know we sit down and plan. If I'm working for, let's say, this amount of brands, we sit down and say, if, let's say, Tanker is expecting 2 posts a month, I will schedule that they'll get their post on the 7th and 14th. And then another brand, let's say they'll get it on the 18th and 25th. So you make sure everyone knows the dates they're getting. And then in the week, the amount of stories they get and when they get them. So that if they know their calendar, when they see you posting this brand, they know their day is coming. So I'm very organized with my content. And then there's things I do for fun. Okay, not for fun. I'm very passionate about producing. So I was a reality cast member before, but now I'm an executive producer on my own show, and I want many more shows because I love reality TV. So I feel like for me, my mind never stops. The mind never stops. For as long as God has given you the energy, the time, do it. Do what you're passionate about, and especially if it makes you money.
Which brands are you currently representing?
Where do I start? So I'll start with the first brand that actually first believed in me. That's MB Cosmetics. And then after MB Cosmetics, and the thing is, what I love is that once I start working for a brand, they give you like 3 months trial, and then boom, you have a year contract. So MB Cosmetics, Refined Skin and Body Clinic, that's where I do my Botox, my fillers, my skincare, like anything to do skin, weight loss, anti-aging. So that's Refined. And then the third contract I signed was Tanqueray, which is a nice gin if you haven't tried Tanqueray. My favorite is Sevilla. My husband's favorite is the number 10. And then after signing Tanqueray, I then signed Showmax Africa, which to me was my biggest contract to represent Uganda, but you're the face of Showmax Africa. So I then signed Showmax Africa and then Showmax Uganda. And then I signed MTN. So MTN, we did a 3 months trial. And then now they've given me another contract for a year. So that's MTN. I work for Speak Apartments and Speak Resort. So when it comes to content, I do their content throughout the year. I stay at their, anything. If you want to, anything you haven't seen at their facilities, I will show you. So that's Speak. And then I was the first person to actually get a contract, like a paid contract with Kampala Serena. So I did Kampala Serena Valentine's Day, but it was not full time. It was because the thing is, Serena, I feel like their lifestyle was part of my lifestyle. Like I've been at Serena for like people used to think I even like. They're like, go to Jenny Serena. But yeah, I did content. I did 1 month for Serena, and then I hope I don't forget someone. MTN, Serena. Nice and Lovely. So Nice and Lovely rebranded under L'Oreal. So they were bought by L'Oreal. So when they were looking for influencers in Uganda, I got the gig. So that was nice. That's what I can think of the top of my head. Oh yeah, Shy Kampala, previously owned by Mariam Basaja. Yeah.
How big is your paycheck?
My paycheck, I do it as charity. It's charity work. I just serve the community. No, my paycheck. Let me tell you, my paycheck is my Kameza money. My allowance at home, that's my paycheck.
How big is your Kameza money?
My Kameza money is enough. If I'm to be very honest, what I used to get as a salary in the UK, because that's how we had the conversation. My husband told me that, you don't need to work anymore. Since your son is now, because the first thing maybe he did when we got together was told me, go to Uganda, get your son. Because I also have a daughter, like I said before, but because that's why I've always mentioned adopted, because people will be like, why do you leave her out? It has been so long to process her paperwork, but now I'm legally her guardian, so now she can travel with me. Actually, we've just had a trip in Diani together. Yeah, so that was going to be the first time we got to fly together. But yeah, my husband was like, bring your son to the UK and you don't need to work. So my mom was like, what business, you can't stop working. And then he was like, whatever they were giving her, I'll give her that for allowance. So it's a standing order on the 1st of each month. But then when we got married, I told him, I was like, my allowance needs to go up because now I'm a wife. I'm no longer a girlfriend. Ludi, I was on Esawa Yonaba and Ziba. Now Teba Sobola. Now I'm married. So yeah, but my allowance is enough. It's enough for me not to. Actually, it's enough for me not to. It covers everything I need. Yeah. And more. Because I get to save, yeah.
What's your financial mantra? How do you keep your finances in check?
How I keep my finances in check? My husband actually looks after most of our finances. So for me, mainly, because everything we want at home, like anything goes, we have a home group, like a home WhatsApp group. And our home manager, Amos, anything you need, you just put it, even if it's like cream for the face, you put it on. If it's food shopping, so all expenses go on the home group and then my husband just pays it. So for me, when I get paid on my allowance or when I get money from like a business, I add it back in the business. So I teach myself, I've always taught myself financially, when I've paid all my bills, and let's say my bills are business expenses. At home, I don't have bills. And looking after myself, I don't have bills. My bills are business expenses. So like rent for my store, So the rent for this place is 4.7 million. Yeah, for 4.7. My staff are well paid. They get daily allowance. The yaka, when all business expenses are paid, even like with other businesses, once everything is paid, because then you divide your money accordingly and make sure I put money in my emergency savings account. So you do emergency savings and then you have to have a savings account. So emergency savings is for, God forbid, someone passed away. Atenze tebansonderako for some reason. I've never experienced kunsonderako. I don't know why. Yet nze tewali gwe sitasonderako.
Maybe look money.
No, it's not. It's not fair. It's not fair. So I always have to have an emergency savings account. Then savings. So savings is for, let's say, savings is something to me shouldn't be touched unless you need to, let's say, buy something. And then the third account I have is for children. So I have emergency savings, children, and then birthdays. So I have an account specifically for people's birthdays. So for my husband's birthday, for my children's birthday. And yeah, that's how I divide my money. And then, the last one is family. So any family emergency, it comes out of that pocket. So I make sure that you don't cross over. Yeah. Kati the family box webe with them. If you ask me, I'll say Sigina. Sigina could just send him account yabana to give to family. Then I just send it from money that is going to help me bury my husband, God forbid. Kwanga, like I should be able to afford all those things. Kwanga, God forbid. I have to make sure I can look after myself with or without him.
When do you reconnect with your mother, siblings?
So I talk to my siblings. So I have we're 6 children, but I'm very close with my older brother, Casey. So him, I think we even talk either every day or every other day. My mom and dad, we speak, let's say, every other day. It depends. And the thing is, they're always in and out. So they're usually in the UK or here. So when they're around, they usually come around for dinner. Or I go to, and my parents have a home 5 minutes away from our farm. So every time I'm at the farm, you see them. So yeah. I delegate. I make sure, Kati, like with my husband, I'm with him most of the time. Like bulichim chikola fembi, unless he's at golf. Kati, yeah, and then we get at least 1 day a week to go for like a date. And then the children, I make sure.
Still dating?
Yeah, we always date. So you don't stop dating me. You don't stop. You don't stop. When you plant a tree, even if it grows, you don't stop watering it, right? A tree doesn't stop getting watered. Kati, what happens when you stop watering a tree? When a plant stops getting water, it dies. And it's the same with marriage. If you stop watering your marriage, it dies. How do you water your marriage? Dates, understanding people's love languages. So if it's like words of affirmation, no mujukizanti, you're doing a great job. Like, you don't stop watering what you love. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you think of yourself as a planned kid?
There was actually an accident. I'm joking. No, do you know why I said it was an accident? No, I know that planned kid thing, but to me, it doesn't. I don't like to put myself like in a box. But yeah, it seems so. I feel like my parents gave me a great childhood. I really appreciate. When I say I'm an accident, that is not to just be humor, because actually that's too much effort. That's for my mom to share. But it's only because I know my birthday is in September, and my parents were married in May, in the same year. So I'm like, what was this planned? Mama, was it? I'm joking. Daddy, I'm sorry. Mommy, I'm sorry. But yeah, my parents have always given us a great childhood. we never miss like a school trip, whether it's in South Africa, whether it's in actually my first trip to London was a school trip. Kampala parents took like we had a school trip. So I've never missed any opportunity. My dad has spoiled me my whole life. Like every birthday of mine was like a national, you know. I've traveled like when I was younger, before I actually left my parents' home. He made sure that every trip is like a memory. And in my head, my dad always made me feel like your birthday is a big deal. Kati, when I started dating, if I'm dating you and you don't realize my birthday is world stop, it's Debbie's birthday. Debbie does not like to be in the same country on her birthday. I don't want to wake up in, because London then was home. I don't want to wake up in London or Uganda on my birthday. The minute I wake up in the same country on my birthday, you have failed as a boyfriend or a partner. I've actually broken up with someone because of my birthday before. Yeah, my last boyfriend before my husband. Or it ended because of my birthday. Because I was like, how do you not take my birthday serious? He didn't take my birthday serious. I was like, there's no way we can work. And he was financially comfortable. People don't even know this. My ex-boyfriend before my husband, we were the same age, but he was even he was way more wealthier than my husband. That's why when people think, oh, I married Michael because of money. I'm like, the guy had money. So to me, manners come first before even, because this guy would see me suffer and just look.
What makes you proud of your culture?
Because it's helped me keep mommy. I'm joking. There's things as a Uganda woman, you will come for personal lessons, but there's things that I was taught before my wedding as a Muganda woman that my husband is like, actually, I'm not even saying this. I wish I could call him and he would tell you. My husband says, I am the happiest married man because there's things I do and he's like, Sengas, thank you.
Cheers.
If I share, you go to your Senga. No, it's things like how you look after him, after you look after a man, especially like after like marital things, how you clean him, how you shave. Like there's certain things. I'm just saying. Before bakwita kutwala mu kasenge. It is, my kasenge was. And I have many singers, hence why my husband is a happy one.
Where or who is your place of peace?
My children, yeah. Let me tell you, however upset I am, the minute I go into like my kids' rooms and they're playing and you hear them laugh, like children's laughter, to me, it's the most calming thing. Like it calms me down. And it's my reason. It's my why. You know how everyone says this is my why. My children, that's my why. Yeah. They remind me why I wake up every day, why I work, why, Yeah. But my husband too. But children, up there.
Talk to your 20-year-old self.
Spend your money. Stop putting it in people. Spend it in yourself. I wasted so much money in like putting it into other people in my 20s. I remember I had a friend, my first best friend, like in church. On her bachelorette, I think I spent like £3,000. I got her like a 5-star hotel in Mayfair. We did like dinners. Like I did, I wouldn't do any of those things again unless it's reciprocated. So 20-year-old says, save your money and save it to put it in business, not in friends. Yeah.
What's on your wish list?
Oh, that's so big. Because the thing is, my vision board that I had, my husband has actually fulfilled most of the stuff on my vision board. My wish list, I actually want a different diamond. I'm like, he designed, actually we went and designed this, and now a few years. So it's a 5 carat diamond, and he made me design it myself. So we designed the ring, and then we went in the store.
Okay.
Yeah, you can check it. I can bring there's a jeweler next door. My jeweler's actually next door. You can check it. So I want a different diamond. I don't know. I would love to have a lot of children, Nengas, without me giving birth to them. I want to do surrogacy, so they get my eggs and my husband's sperm, and then we get like a lot of surrogates. I want a lot of children. I want at least 12 children.
What?
I love children. Children are my joy. Children are my peace. Children are my happiness. Like, the joy I get from children, you can't. And my mom said it to me when my first marriage was breaking up. My mom told me that day, Rolizana, you will never be lonely again. Like, my mom told me that day you will give birth, you will forever be happy. And I've been happy since I became a mom. And the times that I've been sad are the times I'm away from my children.
What does it feel to be lonely in marriage?
Lonely marriage. I can't relate. Nze. You can't leave me alone. If you're quiet, I talk. If you my husband married the opposite of himself. You know, in our house we can't even do like silent treatment. It'll be silent maybe for an hour, and that's when I'm concentrating maybe on a movie. Then I'm inviting number. So let's talk about it. No, we don't do like no loneliness. Hey, me, I'll tell you, if you're not gonna fix this, put me back on the shelf. Yeah. Sagala, I don't like people that are not putting in work. Marriage is hard work. Let's work. The same way I don't get comfortable with a business, I can't get comfortable with my marriage. Chukole.
Sing us a song, any song.
Song, English or Luganda?
Any.
So it has passing in my head. Echoko kwagala chindeke. Echoko kwagala chindeke. Chindeke. I don't know. Don't make me sing. People cancel me.
Maybe a love song.
A love song. Okay, let me cater to you, cause baby, this is your day. Do anything for my man, baby, you blow me away. Can come out before I get into
Thank you for the time.
Thank you too. Kati, once the cameras come off, that's when the real songs will come out. I'm gonna hold your house, I'm in a room in a house with your baby girl. So I can float your boat, baby girl.